Picture a future where every mindful choice you make, whether it's going for that morning jog or prioritizing your mental well being, doesn't just improve your health, but generates tangible returns. A future where you, your family, and your entire community invest in one another's well being and see real compensation for doing so. For decades, we've spent billions on healthcare administration and reactive treatments, all while neglecting the core of what keeps us resilient in body, mind, and spirit. That's the shortcoming Videx wants to address. The guiding principle behind Videx is straightforward. If you're devoting time and energy to staying healthy, you deserve to see a genuine, measurable return on that effort. In this model, every participant is akin to a small enterprise contributing their personal gains to a larger economic marketplace we call the Humanity Index. Whenever you improve your health, you raise your individual stock value, which in turn benefits the entire collective through the Humanity Impact Score, our comprehensive measure of well being. To bring this concept to life, Videx starts with a carefully designed pilot in communities that often face the steepest health challenges. Military veterans managing complex service-related conditions and residents of rural areas with limited healthcare access. These groups will track health data, steps taken, hours of quality sleep, preventive screenings completed, even mental health check-ins. Each data point feeds into the Humanity Impact Score, or HIS. Rather than just counting actions, we focus on measurable improvements from an individual's baseline. This ensures that tangible progress, improved blood pressure, better stress management, consistent exercise, translates into financial returns. Those returns come in the form of Humanity Impact Returns, or HER, a digital asset pegged to real economic value. It's not a trinket or a token prize. It's a form of compensation that reflects the genuine impact you're making on the healthcare landscape. When your personal stock climbs through better habits and healthier outcomes, you're compensated with HER. You can use these returns however you see fit, cash them out, invest them in local wellness projects, or hold on to them and watch your stake in the broader health economy grow over time. Ultimately, it's an investment in yourself and in the collective well-being of everyone around you. This sense of collective is crucial. In the Videx framework, each participant's health improvements strengthen the overall market for well-being. The same way a thriving company boosts a stock market, a thriving individual supports the Humanity Impact Score. Because as your personal enterprise grows, in other words, as you become healthier, the entire community benefits from lowered medical costs, improved productivity, and a more vibrant day-to-day life. But how do we ensure fairness and transparency? Early on, Videx forms a community panel consisting of veterans, healthcare providers, ethicists, behavioral scientists, and local leaders. They oversee the methods for calculating HIS, review proposals, and serve as guardians of data integrity. Instead of big insurance companies or distant institutions deciding what counts as progress, the community itself drives these decisions. Over time, that governance structure shifts into a decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, where everyday stakeholders can propose updates, vote on how returns are allocated, and help shape the direction of the platform. Think of this as a shareholders meeting, but for a health economy, not a traditional corporation. The pilot phase is designed not just to test the technology, but to prove the economic case. We anticipate fewer emergency visits, better disease management, and cost savings that get funneled back directly into local initiatives. Maybe there's new funding for telehealth solutions in remote towns, or a mental health support network for veterans that simply didn't exist before. It's a virtuous cycle. Every personal investment in health yields community-wide returns, and those returns are then reinvested to amplify the impact. When the results show promise, and we fully expect that they will, we can expand this model to other populations, bigger regions, and broader sets of health metrics. Over time, Videx has the potential to grow into a full-blown financial marketplace where individuals trade and invest in each other's health. Employers might allocate HIR tokens to employees who demonstrate consistent improvements in their Humanity Impact Score. Community pools could form to sponsor local clinics, mental health programs, or nutritional education, all backed by a transparent ledger that tracks precisely how every resource is used. As more people adopt the Videx approach, the Humanity Index evolves into a tangible indicator of societal well-being. Imagine a scenario where big institutions or even global investors recognize that rising humanity scores correlate with real economic gains, healthier populations, better productivity, and a reduction in long-term medical expenses. Instead of turning a profit from illness, we create an economy around sustained well-being and preventive measures. That's a fundamental shift, one that positions health as an asset class with genuine market value, not just an afterthought in a profit-driven healthcare system. Of course, no transformation is simple. The path ahead involves navigating regulatory considerations, ensuring robust privacy protections and building the infrastructure to handle real-time data flows on a large scale. It also means reaching beyond technology to foster genuine human connections, from local leaders and veterans groups to business owners and civic organizations. Everybody needs to see and believe in the premise that your health, your personal enterprise, matters as much as any line item on a corporate ledger. Yet the promise is profound. If we successfully demonstrate that personal health improvements and strong communities generate real dividends, the implications could rewrite the entire healthcare narrative. We shift the conversation from endless debates about billing and coverage to how we elevate and compensate preventive measures and collective well-being. Instead of sinking more money into administrative red tape, we invest those resources in the people doing the legwork to stay healthy. Ultimately, VDEX is about personal accountability, about recognizing that each of us carries a responsibility to care for our own well-being, not out of obligation or fear, but out of respect for the life we've been given. It's about confronting tough decisions head on, whether that's managing stress before it spirals, opting for wholesome nutrition in a culture awash with fast fixes, or taking charge of our mental health even when it's inconvenient. We're not all triathletes, and we don't need to be. True health should be peaceful yet purposeful, a space where you can breathe deeply without feeling pressured to constantly rack up milestones. VDEX invites us to see our journey toward well-being as a steady, manageable progression, an act of self-stewardship, rather than a series of grueling tests. When we talk about the Humanity Index, we're envisioning something far broader than a simple health scoreboard. Each individual enterprise of personal health contributes to a collective measure of how well humanity as a whole is thriving. This isn't an endless ladder of arbitrary achievements. Rather, it's a reflection of our shared capacity to sustain balance in our lives, physically, mentally, and socially. By focusing on genuine improvements over flashy performances, we create a community that lifts each other up and invests in strategies that foster calm, resilience, and a renewed sense of agency. Yet the significance of the Humanity Index reaches even further. Consider our next steps as a species, exploring the cosmos, venturing into lunar colonies, or eventually embarking on journeys to Mars and beyond. These endeavors demand extraordinary collaboration, focus, and self-discipline. The collective resilience measured by the Humanity Index can serve as a unique indicator of whether we're truly ready to leave our cradle planet. Are we healthy enough, unified enough to brave the isolation of space habitats or the rigors of interplanetary travel? If the index trends upward, it suggests that our capacity to support and protect one another is strong, a vital prerequisite for any meaningful presence among the stars. Closer to home, the Humanity Index can also track how well we're keeping pace with the extraordinary advances in artificial intelligence. As AI systems automate more of our daily tasks, there's a risk that human skills, from physical activity to critical thinking, could atrophy without conscious effort. The index, by capturing changes in health and well-being, becomes a bellwether for how we balance technological progress with human vitality. It shows whether we're embracing AI as a complement to our abilities rather than a replacement, ensuring we stay mentally alert, physically active, and emotionally connected in an era of pervasive automation. In this grander view, VDEX isn't merely about fixing a broken healthcare model. It's about cultivating the kind of society that can thrive in tomorrow's biggest challenges, be they on Earth, in orbit, or in the realm of AI and beyond. By fostering personal accountability and honoring the right of every person to move at their own pace, VDEX helps create a culture of sustainable well-being, gently guiding us toward a more cohesive, future-ready civilization. We invite everyone to step into this vision, where individual effort contributes to a collective momentum, one that keeps us healthy in body, steady in mind, and aligned in purpose as we explore the next frontiers of humanity.